Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091, and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. Last time we left off, it's windy here, but last time we left off, it seems like Kate isn't entirely innocent here, because she does have a way to actually make that poison gas, because she had the recipe for it, but, you know, she's still being, she's being assertive, saying, you know, it couldn't have been me. And now she's going to tell us what she did 18 years ago. On the day of the incident, I was waiting in the main building until the judging. During the judging, at Monsieur Master's request, I went to change the film in the camera. But before I could deliver the camera to him, I discovered Monsieur Dover's body. After Monsieur Gregory arrived, I prepared tea for everyone involved in the investigation. It was then that I witnessed Monsieur Gustavia entering Monsieur Dover's room. And that was everything I had done on that day. I don't think there's anything suspicious about my actions. That's not your decision to make. Mr. Edgeworth, were there any contradictions in her testimony? For now, I should just prove that she stole the sculptures. But when could Miss Hall have stolen them? If I can answer that, her crime should have come to light. So it seems here it's got to kind of focus on the actual time spans. In the incident, I was waiting in the main building until the judging. Maybe this? So, you were the only one who could move freely during the judging period. I certainly would have had more freedom to move about than the contestants. However, I couldn't possibly have stolen the sculptures right in front of Monsieur Master. Moreover, upon being asked to change the film, I went directly to the entryway. At Mr. Master's request, she went to change the film in the camera. Could Miss Hall have stolen the sculptures then? If Jeff was right there, I guess not. Maybe I wasn't the right one. I don't know. It couldn't have been then. I should listen to more of her testimony. But before I could deliver the camera to him, I discovered Monsieur Dover's body. When he arrived, I prepared tea for everyone involved. Oh, preparing tea. Okay, wait a minute. You don't need people around to prepare tea, so that could have been the best time. Did you do so in the same manner as today? Well, yes. I poured tea for everyone working on the investigation. Well, now that you mention it, Uncle Ray also got some tea from you that day. Kate was pushing her service car back and forth from the patio to the main building. I see. Did anything seem strange to you then? Well, I remember your old man singing praises of her Ceylon tea. He also said something about how the saucer was chilled. The saucer was chilled? That's right, and today's was kind of hot. I think this does prove something here, so yeah. This is when you stole the sherbet sculptures. I'm sorry, but Monsieur Shields and company were at the fountain patio the entire time. Are you saying that I stole them in broad daylight? That's precisely what I'm saying. This is where she hid the sculptures, to steal them right under your noses. And if those things were chilled, well, think about it. I was kind of thinking of it like, you know, she probably was carrying, she was like, you know, using a trolley, and the thing was like, you know, tall. But no, she can have it right underneath it. It was right here. Smart, actually. Neither my father nor Mr. Shields realized the sculpture was right in front of them. What you were pushing around was no ordinary service cart. It was the sculpture itself. Ah! But surely that would still be impossible. If she placed the sculptures on a service cart, people would notice immediately. Excuse me, I never said she used a service cart to move the sculptures. What? What do you mean? Then what did she use to move the sculptures around? This is what Miss Hall used to transport the sculptures. And, well, the only thing you can possibly use is none other than the actual lift trolley. And this one, it says the surface of the platform is wet. I think that makes sense. And this is the lift trolley Mr. Dover used 18 years ago to move his Sherbert sculptures. It seems the same lift trolley that lies here in the fountain patio. Sure does. Well, that's because it was originally prepared for the contest in the first place. Are you saying she used the lift trolley to make the sculptures, to move him? Yes. The sculptures were placed on his lift trolley and then covered with a tablecloth. Oh look, it looks like a damn tea cart thing. It could be disguised as a service cart and moved without arousing suspicion. How could that be? So the sauces were chilled because they were sitting on the ice sculptures? Oh. Kate! What's the meaning of this? What were you thinking? That was truly impressive. Oh, she's not denying it. You certainly are, Monsieur Gregory's son. After 18 years, it's hard to imagine any proof that I stole the sculptures remained. But I knew it was only a matter of time until I was suspected. Miss Curator, does this mean you admit to stealing the sculptures? Yes, I admit it. 18 years ago, I stole the Sherbert sculptures from Monsieur Dover's room. It's just as Monsieur Edger says. I disguised the lift trolley as a service cart, and I served tea as I made the way back and forth. That wasn't all, though. I also took the ice block with all the star clusters on it. An ice block with star clusters on it? That seems familiar. Oh yeah. That one kid was looking at it. Which we don't even know who the hell he is. I wonder if he's probably gonna pop up later up in the game. A giant block of ice is being displayed here. It appears to be quite heavy. No, the inside must be hollow. The Winter Palace is a reproduction of Mr. Dover's room from 18 years ago. Because they had melted, my father never got the chance to see them. But those blocks of ice were also originally Dover's Sherbert from a salon. The two sculptures and the 2 blocks of ice. I took everything I could, and then I placed empty glass cases in Monsieur Dover's room. The sculptures were all encased in glass to preserve the refined details, but the ice blocks were being displayed as they were. As per the rules, we prepared the glass cases for Mr. Dover. So it would have been easy for her to prepare the glass cases. In Mr. Dover's room, there were some sculptures that were still unfinished. I thought if I melted them, it would look like the ones I stole had melted too. So, everything you see in the Winter Palace are all original works from 18 years ago. Miss Hall, it didn't take much to get her to confess. And she must know. She knows it isn't enough to try her in court. That is all I have to say. But, even though I admit to stealing the sculptures, you can't arrest me for it. What? What do you mean by that? Heavens! You're assisting in an investigation without knowing that this much? Perhaps you should read this book concerning the Statute of Limitations. Oh, here we go again, the Statute of Limitations. I might even say, I keep saying statue kind of, but it's not, whatever, Statute of Limitations. Because a lot of, whatever. I'm sure people are going to correct me, and I'm probably not going to really care too much. To put it simply, it's the time frame in which a suspect can be taken to court. You can see it on this page. There you go, so murder is 15, theft is 7. There you go, so she's in the clear, I guess. The statute of limitations for murder is 15 years, and for theft it's 7 years. Ah! That's right. Miss Hall's theft was 18 years ago. Now, according to the statute, she can't be arrested for stealing the sculptures. So that's how it is. Stealing evidence from a crime scene is an unforgivable offense. However, for this crime at least, we have no right to pass judgment. It appears that Prosecutor Edgeworth's tepid reasoning has all been for naught. I wonder about that. I deduced Miss Hall's actions simply to expose a different crime. Really now. If she only took the sculptures, we wouldn't have found the body from 18 years ago. Are you saying that I hid Monsieur Dover's body? That's correct. But how could somebody hide a body for 18 years? I would imagine it would be very difficult under normal circumstances. So you're saying the circumstances weren't normal? Are you claiming that you know where the body was hidden? When you consider Miss Hall's actions, the answer becomes obvious. 18 years ago, Miss Hall stole something more than she stole something more than just sherbet sculptures. If you're so confident, I would like to hear your answer. Where did Miss Hall hide the body? Well, the only way this makes sense, and because you gotta think about how can a body be preserved for 18 years? Because we saw the body in the fountain, it looked fine. It looked like, oh, well, not fine. I mean, yeah, dead body, but it wasn't decomposed or anything like that. So that means that the only place I can imagine it could be in was, well, inside of like an ice or something. And I'm starting to think that it was inside the photo here. I'm not the actual photo, but inside the ice sculptures or inside the Winter Palace. This is a photograph of Mr. Dover's sculptures. Yes, and perhaps you've noticed that the victim's body can be seen in this picture. I do not see it. Please point it out clearly. Where is this picture? Where in this picture can one see the body of the victim? It's time to expose the location of the body in the photograph. Oh, actually, okay, it makes sense now. We only got the Tor sculpture here, and this is Gemini, and of course Gemini is, they mentioned it was like twins, right? Now you can clearly see one of them, right? You really can't really see this one, though. The Gemini sculpture. Yes, while it may look like the Gemini sculpture at first glance, in reality, this is none other than Isaac Dover himself. This ice sculpture was the victim's body. And all I can see from this picture is an ice sculpture statue. That's because a certain piece of evidence was used to conceal it. Conceal it? Which piece of evidence did Miss Hall use to conceal the body? And it looks like he was wrapped up in something, so I would say the cloth. This is the cloth that was covering the sculptures in the Autumn Palace. This cloth manipulates light. With it, it's entirely possible to make something look like ice. Isn't that right, Delicia? Well, yesy. When it glows red, it's like a raging inferno. And when it glows blue, you can almost feel the glittering cool ice. That cloth will only emit light when it is attached to a special device. Judge Courtney, look closely at the picture one more time. Beneath the Gemini case lies a box-shaped object attached to the pedestal. Oh, well there it is. This is a rainbow light device. Detective Gumshoe reported one in the Winter Palace. This is a device that went missing 18 years ago. Originally, it would have been attached to the cloth inside a glass case. Naturally, Miss Hall took the device with her when she moved the sculptures. By using the rainbow light device to make the fluorescent cloth glow, Mr. Dover's body was made to look like an ice sculpture. That's ridiculous! So then, when Uncle Ray took a photo of the Winter Palace, that's right, the body had been in front of us all along, disguised as Gemini. However, the body and the fluorescent cloth were both discovered in a fountain. If the ice sculpture was the body, we would have found it in the Winter Palace. If we had found it there, her trick would have been revealed immediately. Miss Hall moved the body out of the Winter Palace to prevent us from discovering it. Absurd. You say she threw the body into the fountain without any of us noticing? No, Judge Courtney. There was no need for that. She simply used the same method as before. Remember the lift trolley? She moved the body to some other room and dumped it into the stream to the fountain. Naturally, the frozen body would have sunk to the bottom of the fountain. But that's why the cloth floated up first. It was found by Delicia. And eventually, the body thawed out and floated to its surface. Monsieur Edgeworth, you truly have a gift for deductive reasoning. However, do you have any proof that I moved the body? Oh boy. If you cannot prove that, then there's no way I can accept what you're saying. Wasn't there anyone who saw Miss Hall move the body? Yes, I believe such a person exists. The answer lies in the evidence that person gave me. And that piece of evidence will reveal the truth of Miss Hall's actions. Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you able to prove the crime of the Miss Curator here? Certainly. I have evidence that will show exactly what she did. Then, it's time we see your answer. Which piece of evidence reveals Miss Curator's actions? And don't forget, guys, Larry, aka Laurice, drew a sketch of them, and we saw that in the sketch that the service cart was light blue. I think at that time is when she moved the body. Another sketch? Oh, it appears I have been drawn in this one. This is a sketch Larry drew of the women at the fountain patio. I'd like you to direct your attention to the service cart on the left side of the sketch here. Service cart? What about it? Don't you see? What transpired 18 years ago has happened again. Miss Hall was moving the body in the sketch. No! Please wait. I don't see Monsieur Dover's body anywhere in this drawing. All I did was hand out chocolates to everyone. The key detail in this sketch is the color of the tablecloth. Up until now, I thought Larry had just made a mistake. The tablecloth. It's light blue. It may be light blue in the sketch, but no blue tablecloths exist in this mansion. Perhaps it's light blue because the body was hidden, still glowing underneath the tablecloth. What? But the lift trolley is rectangular in the sketch. If she placed the body in the lift trolley, we would have noticed it immediately. There were 2 blocks of ice in the Winter Palace that are completely hollowed out. If she put the body inside the block of ice, it would look like a service cart. Well, that's... Miss Hall, you put the body in the block of ice and used the lift trolley to move it, didn't you? I never imagined you would be able to deduce so much from such a single sketch. But what if it was just a mistake, like you said before? It doesn't prove anything. I agree that alone the sketch is worthless. Once you remove the body, that service cart would revert back to the lift trolley. That's why the lift trolley was left behind the fountain patio. And without the service cart, there would be no place for you to put your chocolates. The chocolates I gave everyone. Until then, the chocolates had sat on top of the service cart as you gave them away. But when you gave them to us, you took them from your pocket. Oh, now that you mention it, they were a bit melted. But they were really sweet and tasty, not salty. So why was it necessary to put them in your pocket halfway through? That's because once the body was disposed of, you no longer had a service cart. Ah! Hold it right there. If she put the chocolates in her pocket and left the lift trolley in the patio, then where did the tablecloth go? If she had been forced to put the chocolates in her pocket, she wouldn't have had time to dispose of the tablecloth. Prosecutor Edgeworth, can you answer that for me? The tablecloth wasn't hidden. It's right in front of us. Do clarify. The tablecloth used to hide the body. Where is it now? Well, if she never had time to dispose of it, then we can't say that, it's inside a fountain because we probably would have found it by now, and can't be outside a patio because it's like she's there. And she had no time to do it, and I guess it must still be with her. Isn't it obvious? Miss Hall's carrying it with her in the open. Out in the open? Ah, you mean... Miss Hall, you are wearing a tablecloth around your waist. Oh, well, yeah. Actually, I didn't actually notice that, but yeah. I thought maybe she, like... Well, never mind. I'm not gonna... Never mind. The block of ice was not encased in a glass case. In other words, the tablecloth was in direct contact with the block of ice. If we have it examined, we will undoubtedly find traces of sherbet on it. Miss Hall, you will turn your tablecloth over to the police at once. There's no need to examine the tablecloth. It is just as you say. I stole the poison from Madame Delicia, and I moved the body. Oh man, now she's crying. I have done terrible things. Madame Delicia, I am so sorry. 1 week ago, I took your Megatoxin X bottle. I slipped it into the man's pocket to make it look like suicide. And if they suspected it was murder, the evidence would point to Madame Delicia. Katie! Kate! What were you thinking? Weren't we always trying to save Mr. Master together? I could not let myself be arrested. Not until I had proven Monsieur Master's innocence. From the very beginning, I had planned to turn myself in once everything was over. But I suppose it's too late to say that now. Kate, why? Why would you go this far? Even from Monsieur Shields, I've caused nothing but trouble. For the past 18 years, I have been a criminal. The IS-7 incident. Don't tell me you were the true culprit. My greatest crime was stealing the sherbet sculptures for my own selfish interests. When Monsieur Dover died, they were no longer just ordinary sculptures. They had become the final works of the sculptor Monsieur Master so deeply loved. What if they melted before Monsieur Master returned? With that in mind, I couldn't let anyone touch them, not even the police. Even though I knew it was wrong, I moved them to the mansion's freezer. However, I only wanted to preserve Monsieur Dover's art. I did not know his body was hidden among them. So she stole the sculptures without noticing the body. Monsieur Master would never take another person's life. But because of me, the body vanished and Monsieur Master was found guilty. That kind man, he treated someone like me as family. He meant more to me than anyone else, and yet... Kate. When Monsieur Master was found guilty, I was chased out of this mansion. I was finally able to reclaim the mansion just a few days ago, but... when I saw the sculptures still sleeping away in the freezer, I realized that I was the one who hid Monsieur Dover's body. However, the statute of limitations had already expired. Therefore, I could think of no other way to atone for my sins. It appears I have misunderstood her. It seems that she caused this entire incident in order to save Mr. Master. What you thinking about, Mr. Edgeworth? There's one thing that has been bothering me this whole entire time. Why would Miss Hall plan a murder with such an uncertain method like poison gas? And the reason she disguised the Autumn Palace to look like the Winter Palace was to make those involved in the incident 18 years ago confuse the two rooms. I wonder what Kate was trying to accomplish. She was trying to prove Mr. Master's innocence. In that case, Miss Hall's true objective was... she said she was going to turn herself in anyway. And not to really make us find a body. But she wants to prove his innocence. And she was actually trying to find the true culprit. The one who actually killed Dover. Perhaps she was trying to find that true culprit. Miss Hall, Were you trying to prove Mr. Master's innocence? You want to reveal the true culprit and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Was that your true goal? By displaying those sculptures, you track those involved in the past incident. Only 2 people would know where the body was hidden. You and the true culprit. The culprit would have panicked knowing that the body would be displayed publicly. Well, yes, if the culprit really showed up, there's a risk that they erase their tracks. In the worst case scenario, they might have even stolen the body. So how could she protect the evidence while simultaneously luring in the culprit? I see. That's why she made the Autumn Palace look like the Winter Palace. Yes, and then, Miss Hall, you must have thought, whoever opens the Pisces case, believing it to be the Gemini case, must be the true culprit of the IS-7 incident. What? But that means that person is the true culprit. Please wait a moment, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Do you realize what you're saying here? Do you intend to accuse that person of being the culprit behind the IS-7 incident? Miss Hall was trying to trap the true culprit. If so, wouldn't the person who fell for a trap be a true culprit? However, I have no evidence to back up my claims. If I make a formal accusation without any proof, it will not end well. Should I announce the true killer of Isaac Dover? Well, yeah, we don't have any proof, but what he says makes sense, and like the way how he assumes Miss Hall was thinking, how she was thinking about whoever opens the case must have been trying to, erase their tracks. So, I think I will make an accusation. What should I do is reveal the truth. In that case, there's no need to hesitate. Yes, that's correct, Judge Courtney. I indict this person as the true culprit behind the IS-7 incident, who's none other than Dane Gustavia. Dane Gustavia, who fell victim to the poison gas, is the true culprit of the IS-7 incident? Gusty is Mr. Gustavia. Miss Hall, didn't you believe that if you open this gallery, the true culprit will come? That's why you set up the poison gas trap, is it not? You truly have a gifted mind, just like your father. It is as you say, Monsieur Edgeworth. Now, would you please tell us the whole truth? Yes, I have nothing more to hide. I will tell you everything. I set a trap in the gallery to find the true culprit. Before the gallery opened, I left only the Autumn Palace unlocked. At opening time, when I went run around to unlock each room, I discovered that the Autumn Palace had been locked from the inside. I knew the true culprit was on the other side of the door. My hand was trembling. All that was left to do was for the trap to do its work. When I heard Monsieur Gustavio was exposed to the poison gas, I realized he was the culprit. And I thought that if the police discovered Monsieur Dover's body, it would prove Monsieur Master's innocence. Why didn't you ever come talk to me? There might have been another way. I know you did everything you could for me over the past 18 years. However, all of this had been brought on by my own crime. That's why I wanted to save Monsieur Master as soon as possible. Kate. Not only that, the police hid the fact that the body went missing 18 years ago. Even if I reported the body, there was a chance that the truth would be hidden again. That's why I caused the incident at the museum's opening, with as many witnesses as possible. I'm sorry. Gregory, Mr. Master, and even you. I couldn't protect anyone. Mr. Shields. It must be tough on him as well. The one who should be apologizing is me. Monsieur Edgeworth, Monsieur Shields, I'm terribly sorry. I shall accept whatever punishment I am given. However, I must ask of you, please clear Monsieur Master's name. The truth that was hidden from 18 years was revealed in an unexpected manner. However, to think that things would end this way. To be continued. And man, this episode went on for way too long. I apologize. I got caught up there. So, what we're going to be doing is in the next episode... Well, let me go ahead and just save. In the next episode, we're going to go ahead and continue on. And, well, I guess we're going to be going... or gunning for Gustavia now. It seems like he seems the most likely culprit now, but we have to see what's up. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. I'll see you guys later.